Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with various wins. In this video I will talk to you on how I would like you to approach the specific holes. Obviously you don't have to do exactly what I'm saying, but there is a plan with the things that I'm talking about. Make sure to check out the info box on the right hand side for the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. If you do enjoy the free content here on the channel, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. For those of you that do want to take that little extra step, look for our premium guides. The premium guides can only be found on patreon.com/golf-tommy. You have the link in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code. You don't have to be a top tier player to benefit from using guides in this game. We do have guides that ranges from all type of players, and for those that are, generally winging it, and for those that are extremely detailed. We take a lot of pride in helping thousands of players every single season in Golf Clash. So sign up and try for yourself how we will help you improve and have more fun with the game of Golf Clash. Now let's go to hole number 1. For hole and number 1, we are going to go for pin. And when I say going for pin, meaning that obviously it's going to be difficult to get this shot to drop, but it's going to be fairly easy to get this ball to be on the green or just by the green. So what I'm looking to do is to use a ball with side spin 3, which Katana is perfect, using 4.5 bar topspin. You see that I'm having the second bounce to be just before the rough line. This to compensate for the compressed ball guideline. Adjustment max plus 30, and then we're going to hit perfect. And you will notice here now that the ball bounces on the fairway, and then over the rough. Here you can see as well that we could most definitely have gone with less topspin, but I do believe that it's better to go with more than less here, because if you happen to clip the rough with the second or the third bounce, you will then, if you have enough topspin, still roll out for a simple wedge, where if you're using too little topspin, you're going to maybe get stuck into the rough. But no matter what though, hole number 1 needs to be an eagle, otherwise you're gonna be one shot behind your opponents. For hole number 2, here I want us to play with the Goliath. Even though you do have the Goliath in a low level, you will still have a lot of topspin. And the topspin is what kind of is required here for this type of shot. Sure, if you do have a higher level Goliath, you have a better ball guideline, and in that case also easier to read the outcome of the shot. Now, I'm centering the target into the rough, making sure that I'm not going to miss the rough if I'm having some overpower or underpower on. So I'm saying this one to be more, let's say that we are treating it more to be safe, and then after that obviously going for pin. Medium distance plus 20, aiming with the ball guideline, or at least my intent is to aim with the ball guideline pointing towards the hole, but as the ball guideline is not fully developed, I'm leaving it short, and it's also then hard to know if I'm aiming slightly left or right or straight towards the pin. It's always going to be around the hole with a perfect ball, and a ball with side spin 3 is definitely very much recommended. Hole number 3, here we're going to do our very best to get the ball down the center of the fairway, more to be completely direct, to be on that fairway that you can see my ball guideline to point towards there. 4.5 bar topspin, 2 left spin. If you have more topspin to use, please use that, because the further down we are on the fairway, the easier the second shot is going to be. Using some overpower here to just push the ball a little bit higher up, it's not really super necessary to do that. You can decide to play with a wood club from distance, but obviously playing with long iron instead of a wood club will generally give you a better chance for a drop. Max plus 10, and I'm using a power 3 ball. Alright, second shot here, I'm playing with the long iron that I do deem to give me the best possible chance for a drop, which is with the best possible ball guideline and also accuracy. Now we are close to max club, but the important part is here to judge in what type of club distance you're in. So check where min club are, check where max club are if you do not have a plus yardage to follow. Adding spins, ball guideline to be short of pin, as we do need to guess to how the rollout will be with these clubs that do not have a fully developed ball guideline. Unfortunately, a great right, but a perfect ball here would have been very close if not in the hole. Playing it no elevation with once again true club distance. In a worst case scenario, this is just a solid eagle, but with a perfect ball here, the albatross, I would like to say that I would have got it, but I mean, I can't know for sure, but it would have been a good chance. Hole number 4, we have another time a rough bump where we do want to play with the Goliath. This as we do want to have enough topspin to let the ball reach towards the hole. And here you can do two ways. One way is to go with no side spin, and the other way is to go with side spin. The good part with using a right spin here would be that you can then move your target more left, especially if you do feel uncomfortable with your ability of pulling straight and also centering the ball properly. But if that's not the case, then we are aiming with only topspin, leaving the ball guideline short to make sure that we do not come in too hot. Adjust max no elevation. And I'm playing here with a Malin ball, as again, there's not really any need of playing with a better ball because the wind are so little anyway. But you can obviously reduce the wind even more and make it even more simpler for yourself. This is going to be a good chance for a drop, and again, the Goliath can be in whatever level because you're going to have a lot of topspin already from level 1. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guides for the Sichuan Regional Tournament and also every other tournament that is being hosted in Golf Clash. You can also check out our exclusive tour shootout guides as well. Have in mind that if you're not interested in spending any paid balls, you can do so with our guides, as we do have free-to-play ball options for every hole that we do create in tournaments and also for every shootout that we do have in tour play. For those of you interested in Quick 9, we are doing some guides for those events. However, they are separate to the standard packaging, so make sure to look out on our Patreon page for when we are hosting the Quick 9s. Next one in line is 26th of February, which is the Wednesday. In the middle of the Sichuan Regional Tournament, so make sure to get access for or buy access to that. There's a link in the description down below as well. We will come out with more information regards how we will approach these Quick 9 events in the future come in the next couple of weeks. But sign up patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the best guides on the market. Hole number 5 together with hole number 9 is the toughest of the holes to drop in a consistent way. But the way to go, if you do not have the possibility to play with the big boy clubs and also the better balls, that is to lay up on this first island there just after the water. 3 right spin and no side spin is what I'm using. Ball guideline to go straight over to the fairway. You don't have to play with a kingmaker if you don't want to, but I do see value in reducing the wind as much as possible on the second shot, as it is a long distance wood club. If you do have big boy clubs, what I mean with that is clubs that do have 6 bars of topspin or more, then you can reach over to the second island to the right, and from there have a much easier time attacking the pin by using a long iron or a wood club, depending on what wind direction you have on the second shot. Now, when it comes to the second shot, we are going to bounce over the rough and the sand because we don't have more power than that. So you can see here now that I'm backing up. I'm trying to find a flat, nice and consistent spot. But the hard part here is to read how the ball will roll onto the green, because the green slightly slopes right to left, and it is very easy to get this ball to miss on the left hand side, especially if you're not judging the ball guidelines outcome correctly. Adjustment is going to be no elevation and it's true club distance. And what I mean with that is that you need to judge and guess where you are. If you base where min club is and also where max club is, then you make an educated guess if you're somewhere in between and take your shot. Now, this is always going to be a safe eagle. We're not going to go into any problems, but obviously we need to aim properly, need to adjust properly, otherwise we're going to have an edge burner like that and end up with an eagle. The albatross is definitely there, but hole 5 is definitely one of the tougher holes of the Shi Feng Basin course. When it comes to hole number 6, here we are going to gamble a little bit. And what I mean with gamble is that we're going to use all the 4.5 bar topspin and 2 left spin. And we're going to aim center down the fairway. And now we can go a regular shot here and play ourselves to like a max wedge. But that's not what I want to do here. I'm going to go max overpower, and this is what I mean with a gamble. A gamble here is when I'm taking this max overpower, risking of hitting great, but with the reward in mind that if I do hit perfect or just being lucky with a great, I will get much closer to green than what I would otherwise be. Now I will be for a wedge, and this is obviously a wedge that is going to be easier than if we have a longer wedge, something that is very important to have in mind. Obviously then with the risk that we're taking is that if you do hit a bad great left or right, you will be ending up into the rough. But from there is still a super simple way for you to get the ball to green and lock in the birdie. But again, that's the risk that you're taking. And if we're looking at the risk versus the reward, I do believe that the risk is worth taking based off the reward that we can be getting if we do make a good drive. But not to have said that this is going to be an easy wedge. You're going to still have to measure to do either an EB school type of version, or you're going to just play it all by feel, which is completely fine that as well. And especially when we do have this type of wind here that is a more or less a straight wind, it gives us definitely some nice room for error. Use the wedge that gives you the best possible ball guideline, and after that use accuracy as a stat. You can see here now with a perfect ball, we get the ball to roll up onto the green, getting dead center for an eagle here in hole number 6. You can see as well that I'm using a power 5 ball. Here it's most definitely the time where you should be using one of the balls that you have been winning for free in the golden shot. Hole number 7. This is the final par 3, and this is going to be the toughest of the par 3s. And the reason for that is that we do not have a good ball guideline to follow, because it's very difficult to know, are we coming in too hot, are we coming in too slow, or do we have a perfect speed? And also, are we aiming straight at the hole? We don't really know. So what I do here is that I'm using my long iron, and I'm trying to guesstimate if I'm coming in with a good speed, also with the right direction. Looking at the outcome here now, we do have the right direction, but we come in too hot, so we end up rolling over the hole, and that stings a little bit, but it's something that we can obviously correct for the next time. 10% elevation, I'm using a navigator ball to reduce the wind a little bit more, but here you can obviously play with a basic ball as there isn't really any stats required. And we have a very open fairway, so getting I mean, obviously we can all make mistakes, but this is a par 3 where it's very difficult to make mistakes. I would say that making a mistake is harder than to do a hole in one. What I mean with that as well is that making a mistake that would cost you the birdie is harder to make an hole in one, in my opinion. Hole number 7, super simple birdie, but definitely a chance for an hole in one. For hole number 8, here we're going to bounce on the fairway pad over to the second fairway. Here we want to use a side spin 3 ball if possible. If not, then it's not the end of the world. Then we can just use side spin 2 or side spin 1 and compensate with curl. Aiming at the end of the fairway pad here, this to compensate for the compressed ball guideline that we will have in headwind. Max plus 10 is what I'm making as an adjustment, using a little bit of overpower as well to help the ball travel a little bit further. The more topspin you have, the better it's going to be, because that will take you closer towards the pin. So if you do have more than 4.5 bars of topspin, use it all. Second shot here now, we are going to have a look at me playing with a long iron from distance. And here it is, like I always say, it is difficult with a long iron that do not have a 4.5 ball guideline, which you don't have until you get Grizzly level 7 or B52 level 7. So it's gonna take some time for many of you to get there, because I mean it took that for me when I started with a new account in the beginning. But for those of you that have been lucky upgrading your clubs pretty quick, then you're gonna have an advantage, as you can then follow the ball guideline here on the approach. 10% elevation, true club distance, so here I am somewhere between medium and maximum club and trying to make a guess. Unfortunately, this guess doesn't really matter when you do hit great, but in the end, we are looking at the outcome here, which is that the ball is missing where a great should be missing, which also tells us where the ball is ending, is that we do have a good speed for the ball to come in towards the pin. So hit perfect and give yourself a good chance here on hole number 8. For hole number 9, this is a tricky par 5. I would say this is definitely the hardest one to drop, and I'm gonna give you some advice on how to at least give a look at the albatross. So we're gonna go with 4.5 bar top spin and 3 left spin, aiming to be very close to the rough line. Gonna use a little bit more than half a ball of left curl to push the ball more left. The idea here is to get as far down the fairway to the left possible, combined with also being more on the right side, because the more we are to the right side of this fairway, the closer to the green we will be. Max plus 10 is what I'm making as an adjustment. Now, second shot is tricky, all right? Here we're gonna play from very far behind, or like short and pin, so we're gonna have to use top spin. Using 3 right spin, and here comes the right spin of the Kingmaker in as a very good thing, is that, you know, we can take ourselves away from the rough line with our aim point. Aiming at the hole here, I'm adjusting for true club distance, 10% elevation, but just here with this particular spin and particular angle, I'm making a pretty hefty over adjustment based on the result of this shot. In the end though, it's a safe eagle, and here you obviously can decide either you're pushing it more, which will take you closer to the bunker, or you're just making sure that you are playing like a similar shot that I'm doing here, which will lock in the eagle, but will give you a slightly lesser chance for an albatross. Hole 9, the toughest of the holes here of the new beautiful course. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division, here with various wins, giving you my best advice on how to attack and these holes that we are playing. You can find more free content on our website golfclashtommy.com, but if you are a player that are looking for premium content, then you should go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to check out our premium guide for tournament, tour play and checkpoint challenge. You can see for yourself there how much that will improve your game and make you a better player, because that's what it's all about. I want you to enjoy the game even more, and that you can do together with our premium guides. Sign up, try for yourself, and see how that will help you out. Again, link in the description down below, or you scan the QR code to go to the platform. Thank you once again for watching. I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.